Obscuria!
Welcome back, my friends, to the In Obscuria podcast, a podcast where we exhume obscure rock and punk and metal. Almost got there. We put things in one of three categories: the lost, the forgotten, or the should have beens. My name is Creaky McWilliams, Kevin Williams, and that over there is Robert Harrison.
Hello.
What's going on, Robert?
Digesting. My favorite thing to do.
Why don't you tell the folks what you had tonight? Every time we record, it's just like Robert has some.
Well, you come over right about the time cuisine. I'm having second dinner. Well, this was first dinner, so I'm getting ready for second dinner later on. But I had truffle nachos.
Truffle? That sounds so damn fancy.
Yeah, and it wasn't, but it was so good. It was leftover taco fixings that I threw onto some nacho chips and then sprinkled truffle oil on top of it, which that makes everything bougie.
It does.
And gourmet.
It does.
I don't care what it is. You put it on a burger, you put it on nachos, and all of a sudden you got fancy damn nachos. And as soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm going down and make some more because I did not get enough. It was that good.
Yeah, you just throw truffle in the front of anything you make, and it becomes
fancy.
Really fancy.
Yeah, people are like, oh, ooh. Well, I bought it up. We're up in the mountains, and some tourist shop had a little bottle of it for $10. And yeah, it's a great. Okay, so really fast story. We went shopping. I mean, we're just walking around. We bought the stuff, and we went and got something to eat. And we're at the bar because all the seating was taken up in this small town in North Georgia. And this local, let's just call him a local, good old boy, was sitting at the bar.
A mountain man?
Kind of. You're redneck. I don't want to call him redneck. He's just a good old boy, local guy, country guy. And we were talking about this truffle oil, and I took it out of the bag and sprinkled it on some French fries and showing my friends how good that was. They're like, yeah, that's really good. And I noticed that he had some fries. So I just turned to him. He had not acknowledged me at all. I just turned to him unsolicited and go, hey, you want some truffle oil on those fries? It'll change your life. Everybody starts laughing. And he just looks at me. He's like, okay. So I sprinkled some truffle oil on his French fries, and I think it really did change his life. He was like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's really good. I'm like, you're welcome, sir.
This is what I do.
Yeah, I was like,
and then you're out.
I think I was 2 margaritas in at that point. So yeah, I was making friends everywhere at the bar.
So why don't you tell us about your excursion this past weekend?
Oh, no. That was like 2 months ago. We went up to we went up to Blue Ridge, Georgia. There was a train. We rode the train, did all the tourist stuff up there in the mountains. It was awesome. Now, this weekend I went to your home state of South Carolina, and we camped out for the weekend. Got some chigger bites on my ankles.
You didn't get truffles. You got chiggers.
I got chiggers. Okay. Little tiny little bugs that bite you and they itch like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think we've talked about them before.
Yeah, I hate them, but they love me, and I get them every time. So we had a great time. Took my motorcycle up there, rode around, got to swim in a creek that was freezing cold.
Oh, that's the best.
The whole
Is there
experience.
A waterfall?
Yeah, there's a waterfall.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where we got the chigger, sitting on rocks, looking at the waterfall all night long. Not all night long, but
look at you, mountain man.
Yeah, it's very nice. Nice fresh air getting out of the big city.
Good for you.
Oh, and by the way, 2 or 3 episodes ago, we commented about a mystery creature that was across the street from the firehouse.
Yes, the beaver with the weird tail.
Beaver with the weird tail. Neither one of us knew what it was. My friend Kathi was the one to figure it out. She got a close-up picture of him, and it's a woodchuck. It's a damn woodchuck. I've never seen a woodchuck in person. And there's one living across the street in my parking lot. Basically, there's a little creek next to the parking lot, and he lives in that little creek area. And everybody I tell the story to goes, "Hey, did you ask him how much?" I'm like, "Shut up, dumbass!" No. Because I'm not friends with him yet. I'm not going to ask him personal questions like that until we get to know each other.
You can't ask a woodchuck how much wood can he chew.
No. But you've had a couple of drinks, you're hanging out, then you throw those heavy questions.
That is a personal thing.
It's going to be cool for a while.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do woodchucks chuck wood?
Hey, you dang woodchucks! Quit chucking my wood!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've never experienced a real-life woodchuck before, so that's what that was.
And one last thing, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
We have the month of birthdays that
Yes.
we have so many friends that have birthdays in June.
All of us
All the
Geminis.
cool people. Craig over in Australia, Michelle.
Craig's is right now, actually.
Oh, today?
It's today.
Well, it was yesterday there.
Well, that's true.
Or is it tomorrow there?
I don't know. This is confusing.
Craig, you've explained this before. I'm sorry.
He sees the future.
Yes, he does.
Right. All right. Well, happy birthday to everybody that has June birthdays. Yes, I am a year older.
You're older. That's good.
How about that?
42.
Yeah. Guess what I did the day before my birthday?
I saw that. And that's why I asked your wife. Was that your choice of where to go for your birthday?
No. You're thinking about what my wife posted. No, you don't know what I did the day before.
Oh,
my
the day
birthday.
before. Okay, so we'll tell both things.
Well, no, I didn't go to that. My wife posted a picture of one of my daughters and her went to a Broadway musical of Frozen.
Yeah, I thought that was your birthday.
No,
outing.
no, that was them. I cleverly got out of that.
That was your gift, was not having to go to that.
I took my other daughter to see Doctor Strange in the theater while they were doing that. So I was able to persuade the oldest.
Is that a family movie?
Family enough.
Family enough. Okay, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so that was on Sunday. And then on Monday, the day before my birthday, I did something that told me that I'm an old man now because I had to go and get an injection into my spine.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I have
cortisone?
No, it's a steroid of some sort.
Ooh.
But yes, they basically, and I thought I was just going to go in. I literally thought, I'm just going to go into this office. I'm going to sit down. They're going to pop me in the back of the neck, and I'm going to be out.
Yeah.
No, this was like a surgery center. They put me on IV. They put me on the gurney. They had to take me into the OR.
Did you have a ride home arranged?
I had to have a ride home. My brother-in-law thankfully came.
Oh, dude, you call me. I'll pick you up in the fire truck.
I was going to call you, but it was early in the morning. And I was like, he didn't want to do that. But yeah, and so, they gave me some cocktails to make me feel a little better, and then they hit me in the back of the neck with something to numb the neck, and that didn't feel good at all. And then they put this, whatever this steroid is, into my spine because I have an issue with a couple of discs, and it felt like clay dripping on my spine is what it felt like. It felt like something heavy and dense going into my spine. It was a very bizarre feeling.
Oh, boy.
But right away, I'm like, yep. Tomorrow I'm 49 and I feel it.
It's like me getting hit with kidney stones and all this other crap. I'm like, this is your 40s.
Yeah. All right. Well, after you realize you're old, go listen to Pot of Thunder, Cobras and Fire, Growing Up Rock, Slamfest Podcast, Decibel Geek, A to Z Radio, Metal Up Your Podcast, The Hustle, Disciples of the Watch, Podcast Rock City, State of Amorica, Rock Strikes 10, Potter Than Hell, Podkiss, The Kiss Room, Ages of Rock, Retro Zest Podcast, The Synaptic Empire, and Monty's Rockcast. Come visit us at inobscuria.com. Like us, share us, recommend us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any other socials that are out there that we may be on that I'm not aware of, and buy some of our shit. We have lots of stuff for sale. Go get something with an In Obscuria logo on it.
We got to brand some Ronnie James DOG stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
He'd sell the crap out of that. He's got lots of friends.
We could. He's always sleeping on the Ouija board. We can brand a Ouija board with him on it.
Doggy Ouija.
You don't need a planchette. You just need a Ronnie James DOG planchette.
Wherever he pukes.
All right. Well, let's get into this week's subject because I had a dream last night that gave me the subject matter. And I don't know if you've ever had this dream. This is a recurring dream for me. But us both being musicians, I thought this might have happened to you. I know a lot of people have the dream where they're back in school, whether it's high school or college, and they're at a test.
Oh,
and they're
God.
like, that's
you're
a horrible dream.
You're late for the
or you're
test,
late for it or
you
whatever.
didn't study. Yeah.
Being a musician, I have the dream, and tell me if you've had this. I have a recurring dream where I am on stage and I have no idea what song is being played, and I'm on stage expected to play this song.
Are you kidding me? That was every fourth show we did. I'm not lying. You get up there and you just have this blank out, and it, as we joke about my memory now, like I'm getting older. No, it was bad back then too. I'd forget my own lyrics.
Yeah.
Or, I would see the set list. I'm like, oh crap, was that this song or that song?
Right.
Sometimes it was kind of cryptic on the set list.
That song title makes no sense to me.
It's not ringing a bell. I mean, it's just everything going on at once. You're focused on the audience. You've got stuff to do with your guitar. You're trying to tune. The drummer's throwing shit at you.
Right.
So yeah, I feel that more than you know.
Yeah. Well, I still have this dream a lot actually, and I'll be on stage and I will know, in my dream that I'm supposed to know what's going on, and I have no clue even what music's being played, and then people are looking at me like, what's wrong with this guy?
You're going to start the song, Kevin. Go for it.
Yeah. So So last night I had the same dream, and usually it's a band that I've been in. It's usually the Swear. It's usually, Elizabeth or somebody's looking back at me like, what the hell's wrong with you? Last night it was different because when the lead singer turned around, it was freaking Joan Jett.
What?
So I was on stage with Joan
That's
Jett
pressure right
and
there.
the Blackhearts, and she looked at me like she was about to have my head on a plate.
She's a tiny little thing, but she'll take you out.
She is. And I think I've mentioned it before, but the very first single that I ever bought with my own money was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I love rock and roll. I always loved
And that was the first song I got in trouble for playing too loud.
Exactly. So I've got a long history with Joan Jett, and I guess she was on my mind because I don't know if you know, but this stadium tour is getting ready to kick up with Joan Jett opening, and then it's Poison, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue.
And she's in better shape than all of them put together.
She's going to blow them all off stage, probably.
Rightfully so.
Last time she was here in Atlanta, I believe she was opening for The Who, and everybody said it was amazing. I didn't see it. But anyway, Joan Jett looks back at me. I don't know how to play a single song, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I wake up and, I realize I'm not on stage with Joan Jett, which...
It's good and bad.
It's good and bad.
Yeah, it's going to be cool, but
yeah.
I'm like, sorry.
But it did give me exactly what I needed to figure out what we're going to do today. And I believe it's time for our third episode, Robert, of this series. Episode 130, A Woman Scorned.
130. Look at that.
Yes, 130.
That's awesome.
Because hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
No.
And when Joan looked at me, I knew. The gender with the most attitude, we've talked about this, the pure ferocity for sure. The women, just ferocious animals they are. Piss us off, we get over it pretty quickly. We may get hot-headed and fight and whatever, but that's it. That we'll be done.
Yep.
And then we'll go drink a beer. Piss a woman off. You're going to hear about it for a long time.
Yep.
And you may not hear about it right then. They may wait until the right moment and then strike like a cobra. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about women in rock and roll and women that truly rock. And ladies, we've talked about this before, ladies have to put up with a lot of crap, especially if they're playing heavy music with attitude that traditionally is considered men's music. But women have always been involved in rock and roll, but you hear more stories of success mostly in pop, R&B, and country. When it comes to heavy music, it's a harder road for women. But I think it's getting better over the years. There's a lot more women in heavy rock now. We're going to celebrate some of those. So I think I have a good group of songs for you. We've talked about it before. Just for a woman to break through, they metaphorically have to have big balls. And we're going to celebrate the women with that grit, that amazing rasp, and the conviction. So it's all about that throat, that throaty sound, the great singers, the great front women. We've talked about this before. Like I said, this is our third episode in the series. We've talked about the greats like Janis Joplin, Tina Turner, Hart, the Runaways, obviously, Joan Jett, Lita Ford, Sheree Curry. Girl School, we've played the Donnas, we've played L7, Wendy O. Williams. I mean, just all names that people know and just really tough, badass women. And we're going to continue that today. And of course, the first song we play, of course, I can't help myself. And you know exactly who this is. Our favorite Swedes are back.
Yes.
And they are hitting the road this year with a vengeance. So we are talking about Thundermother. They're about to release their fifth album called Black and Gold. It's coming out in August. And this was a band that was founded in 2010. And then we've talked about them before. We've played them several times on the show, but I just can't get enough of them. They completely revamped with an entirely new lineup in 2017. And since then, they've had the powerful voice of Guernica Mancini. And I've said it before, she can sing the phone book and it'll sound amazing. But they just announced that they are coming to the United States. They've always toured Europe, and we've always talked about, man, they need to come over here so we can go see them.
So they listen to us.
They listen to us, but they didn't get it right with the promoters because they're coming nowhere near us.
What?
Yeah.
We told them we have a place to crash.
That's what I said.
You don't have to pay for hotels.
Exactly.
We got plenty of room to crash here.
Closest they're coming to us is Tampa.
Oh.
So I doubt if I'll be able to see them, but they are tour support.
8-hour drive.
This is cool. They are tour support in North America for Scorpions and Whitesnake.
Klaus Meine of the Scorpions.
Do you know this is Whitesnake's final tour, apparently?
Which final?
I don't know. That's what it says.
The first final tour?
First,
the third
I think this is
final
the
tour?
first final tour.
Oh, okay. They got two more.
Scorpions have already had their final tour, and
Yeah.
now they're back,
Again.
5 tours later.
Yeah, everybody does this.
And now Whitesnake has the middle slot, yet it's their final tour. And so you got Thundermother, Whitesnake, Scorpions. That's a hell of a
it's
show.
Whitesnake. It's just David Coverdale and some people.
Well, this is true.
It is David Coverdale final tour.
This is true. Well, let's play some new Thundermother. And if you want grit and rasp and just badass girlness, here's Thundermother with a new single called Watch Out.
Well, that last little bit kind of scared me. I don't know.
That's grit.
She's in my head. Oh, my God. Yeah. God, those guitars. Love it, love it, love it. Why can't they play that shit on the radio? That's all I ask.
They are going to blow those audiences away.
That was so good.
Because America's not ready for this.
No.
They don't know what's coming.
No, they were ready 20 years ago, and now nothing.
You're going to have all these guys our age and older going to see Scorpions and Whitesnake, and they're not going to know what's going to hit them when Thundermother takes the stage and just melts their faces off.
I mean, the guitar riff, the very beginning was kind of a Brian May, and then it ripped into one of my guitar riffs, but theirs was actually good. That's the difference.
It did sound a little bit like a riff you had. Yeah.
So we played that same
little Angus
riff.
Young there, too.
Yeah, mixed in with that. But like I said, they actually did it well, so I really appreciate that they took that to the next level.
Oh, man. Just such a good band. I just can't get enough of that band. I can't believe they're coming to our country, and I can't go see them.
It's so close yet.
So close.
Yes.
And I would like to go see Scorpions and Whitesnake. It's been a long time since I've seen both of those bands. So
I've never seen Whitesnake. Well, you and I saw Scorpions.
We did with Deep Purple and
Deep
Dio.
Purple.
It was Dio, Deep Purple, Scorpions. That was one of the first shows we went to with Kent, our drummer.
Yes.
Remember?
It's kind of an initiation concert.
Yes.
No, we saw Scorpions more than that. Didn't we see them up in Alpharetta too?
We did. So you and I have seen the Scorpions
so
twice.
both times, great shows from them. No problem with them whatsoever, but I've never seen Whitesnake.
Maybe I haven't either, actually. Now that I think about it, I wanted to say that I have seen Whitesnake, but I'm not recalling now when that is. See, this is what happens when you get old. You just can't remember shit.
We can just make it up like I do.
All right, so our next song is actually a band that we were introduced to at last year's Rock and Pod Expo in Nashville. And we have kept in touch over the year. And this particular band has been featured and interviewed on several podcasts that we mention in our podcast every week. And I'd like to bring on now the singer of that band. And this is Lydia's Castle is the band. And we are going to talk to Tonya LeeAnne. Tonya, how are you?
Hey, doing good. Thank you guys so much for having us on.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. I was trying to get the context of when we met, and I know we met at Rock and Pod, but there was so much going on that day, I can't remember. Did you come by our table, or did we meet in the hallway? I don't even remember.
Yeah, so actually, I was working the event, and I was working the local booth section. So at Rock and Pod this past year, because they didn't have it this year, they had a local booth section where they allowed local bands to come in, set up their merch, and really just kind of like network and market, to bigger podcasts that normally it would be really hard for a local band to even make that connection. And I remember walking around during the changeover for that. And you guys, I don't believe you guys were at your merch booth at the time, but I remember picking up a card. And then once Lydia's Castle started to do music, I broke into the whole Rock and Pod collection of business cards.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? We were in the beer line.
Maybe.
It was. I 100% remember. We left the booth to go get some beer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
That was the most popular thing to do besides the artists.
We were definitely the most professional podcast there.
We actually, we
spent a lot of time in the beer line.
Yeah.
That's okay. I think I was like walking around with a beer, picking up business cards, so it's okay.
I'm glad we've stayed in touch because you sent me earlier this year, you sent me some videos that you guys put together, and those videos are great. And then you kept saying, hey, we're going to have the EP coming out soon. And it actually just dropped, and I picked it up on Friday when it came out, and it's fantastic. I want to get into a little bit about Lydia's Castle. It's yourself on vocals. Cody plays guitar, your husband, is that correct?
Yeah, yep. He's the guitar player in the band.
Fantastic guitar work. I mean, just exceptional guitar work, I must say.
Thank you. I hear it all the time.
And then you have John on drums, who played with Stained.
Yeah, Stained, Soil, and Save the World. He's just a monster at playing drums. He's amazing.
And then I believe you guys just got a new bass player.
Yeah, Corey England, man. We live here in Nashville, right? Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about Broadway musicians, I mean, their chops are hot. They're constantly playing out, constantly staying active on their instruments, and that's something that Corey does. And so when we found him and he came in, it was like he just literally, no pun intended, fell into place.
Right. Yeah.
Now, when you say Broadway musicians, we're not talking about New York City.
Yeah,
Broadway.
For our international listeners, we're not talking about
Or even
New
the
York
listeners
City.
In Arizona. Maybe.
Well, this is true. We're talking about Nashville.
Yeah. So Nashville has a whole stretch that is just bars that's called Broadway. And it's some of the best musicians that I've ever met play down there. And, they're playing gigs that are 3-4 hours long, sometimes doubles. I know guys down there who have played triples. And Corey, he's one of those Broadway, Nashville, Tennessee musicians that does a lot of cover music, but he also really loves rock and roll and can write music as well. And when we started interviewing a couple months ago to find a bass player, it was just like, without a question, we just knew personality-wise, we all gelled. The hang was great. And we were like, you just got to be a part of our family, man.
That's awesome. So what's cool about Nashville, and I know you guys came to Nashville to do music, but I think one of the coolest things, us being from Atlanta, what's so cool about Nashville is you can go anywhere in Nashville, and whether you're getting your car serviced or you're getting a sandwich, everybody who's serving you or helping you is probably a badass musician, better than you could ever be. It's like everybody there is a musician.
I'll tell you, if they're not, they're part of healthcare. It's like either you're in healthcare or like with Vanderbilt or you're Belmont and you're some kind of musician.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone is, the great thing about the Nashville scene here, man, is like everyone really is just like, we get it, right? It's hard being a musician. It's hard making money as a musician. And what's cool about Nashville is everyone everyone understands the grind and the struggle. And if you need help with a contact at a venue or with anything, everyone is just so eager and willing to jump in and help you succeed.
Absolutely. So the episode that you're on and what we're recording right now, just so you know, is a series that we have. It's called A Woman Scorned. And so I've been in a band called The Swear for going on 15 years. And we have, a girl that plays guitar and writes all the songs and sings, and she's a badass. And so the whole point of this series of episodes is there are so many badass women in rock and roll, and there always has been, but it's always been a tougher road, right? And it's for a female to be up center, the front woman, it's a tough job. And so what we like to do is just feature on these episodes just badass women who have that grit and that, just that sound in their voice, and you have that grit in your voice and that just, I don't know, that really soulful sound. So that's one of the reasons I want to get you on this episode. And I want to talk I want to talk a little bit about where that comes from, because my understanding is your entire background is in country music.
I'll be real honest. I don't even know sometimes where it comes from. Not too long ago, I was like, wow, I can do this with my voice, and I don't really know where it comes from or how it really works, but I just kind of feel it and I just do it.
Did you just fall into that throat, that grit sound that you have?
I got really pissed off one day because I kind of felt like somebody was telling me I was too wimpy to do rock and roll, and I really wanted to do it. And I just ended up making that noise one day, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. And I just kind of honed in on it more and more. And like I said, it's just like something I do. It wasn't something I was taught. I just like fell into it, and they don't think I'm wimpy anymore.
Yeah. I want to get into a little bit on that in just a minute, but I want to go through a little bit of the background of where you come from. So obviously, if you were focusing on country music, I know you're from, was it Missouri? Is that where you're from?
No,
right?
actually, I lived in Missouri, and I'll put that on there, but I was actually born in Virginia. I was raised in North Carolina. That's where I graduated. Okay. And I lived in St. Louis for a little bit. That's kind of where my whole rock music career really kind of, flourished. But really, my roots are truck and tractor pulls, mud bogs, and just a whole lot of like beer and pig pickings. And I graduated with 50 kids. And it's funny because I'll tell people I was 30th in my class, but I just don't tell them it was out of 50 people. But yeah, it's a small town living. That's kind of where I'm from.
Yeah. So Robert's from North Florida. I'm from South Carolina. So we can totally relate. We're from smaller towns as well.
Very, very different small towns, but the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I grew up on like Jason Aldean, Martina McBride, Mindy McCready. Faith Hill,
But you weren't using that throat in any of that singing, right?
No, but that's actually how I started writing my lyrics. Is if you notice, the thing that's different about rock lyrics versus country lyrics is I feel like country lyrics are really about taking you through a story. They're very like storytelling kind of lyrics. And that's where the structure of my lyrics comes from, is you can tell they're very much like walking you through a story.
Yeah, I've never thought about it. Country music is more literal. Like you said, they're telling a story. I'm trying to think of any interpretive country songs. I'm sure there's a few out there. I just don't.
Yeah, usually it's very.
It's linear. It tells a story, and I like that. I like a good story with a song. All of mine that I wrote were kind of like that. But still, I'll have to go search for that now. Thanks.
And then you add it with that rock twist. It just gives it a really cool element. I wanted to do rock because it was something that, for one, it was a challenge, right? And two, it was just something that not a lot of like females were doing. And it was a way to kind of like do it. And if you can do it well, hopefully like inspire other women to do it as well.
Yep. Awesome. And I like what you say in your bio that Lydia's Castle is a collision of old school blues, soaked metal, and hardcore riot girl rock and roll. And then you say it's born out of your own personal tragedy. I don't know if you want to go into that or not, but I thought it was an interesting story.
Yeah. So the way that Lydia's Castle was kind of formed is, Cody and I, obviously, we've been together since we were about 18. 18 years old. And shortly after we got married, I ended up becoming pregnant. And about a week before my due date, we ended up losing our daughter unexpectedly at our last checkup. And her name was Lydia. And when that happened, it just kind of was like our whole world fell apart kind of thing. And, you know, we were kind of stuck stranded as to figure out like who we wanted to be as people, right? Mm-hmm. And I get back from maternity and grievance leave, and then I was losing my job, and it was just literally pouring down rain. And we ended up moving to Nashville for a fresh start. And as we were building ourselves as people again, we found ourselves building Lydia's Castle. And through that, we try to show people that, you know, there can, during tragic situations, you know, you can use tragedy to do good things. And so part of Lydia's Castle is for women who have, or even men who have gone through like miscarriages or stillbirths or the loss of any child or loved one. It's to show people that they're not alone, that nobody has to ever feel alone. And everyone's welcome in our castle. Right. So that's kind of how Lydia's Castle was born. It started with Lydia.
That's an awesome story. And I've been through that myself. My wife and I went through that as well. And it's so much more common than I think people that don't have kids or haven't been trying to have kids, they don't really understand. But it's more common than you would think in this day and age. And that's just awesome to hear that. And I think it comes through, and I can feel it at least in your lyrics, but maybe it's because I know your story, but I can feel it in the lyrics for sure.
You can definitely, when you know the story and you listen to the song Search for You, that was like one of the songs that Cody and I first, wrote together. And, it really, Search for You takes you through that channel of grief. It starts out really like melodic, it's soft. You have a part where it's very spacey, but then you go through, everyone who's gone through grief knows that there's your ups and downs. And at the end of the song, you're just, screaming out the world. And it's like, I'll search for you in another life. Like we will be reunited. So
that is so awesome. All right, I'm going to turn a little bit because I mentioned earlier that I've been in a female fronted punk rock band for, I said 15, it's probably going on 18 years really, but it's been a long time because I'm old.
It's almost old enough to drink.
but we've, over the years, we had to deal, or I should say Elizabeth, my singer guitarist, had to deal with a lot of shit. And it could be from sound guys, it could be from bar owners, it could be from promoters, concert goers, you name it. Just the fact that she was up there fronting a band and really taking charge and kicking ass, some people had issue with that. And I was just wondering if you have had any of that sort of experience with your band. I think it's probably more prevalent in a rock setting than it would be in a country setting, but just curious.
Yeah, I'll be real honest with you. Like, my guys are very respectful. And so I know that if somebody's disrespecting them, it is not something that they've done 9 times out of 10. So I will say, like, we've never really had anybody disrespect us. We show people respect and love, and that's part of like the culture and the morals behind Lydia's Castle. But we've worked with some people who are very difficult before, and it's just not tolerated. They're usually the ones that turn to me and they, I've got the red hair and I'm the firecracker, but I'll tell you what, I don't tolerate anybody bullying. I don't tolerate disrespect. And that's, if I see somebody else disrespected too, I'm the first one to step up and say anything.
So you're the enforcer.
I am the one that looks nice, but I am the one who will literally chop your face off.
It sounds to me like at least there has been some progress made in the last several years, because I know when we first started, even then, early 2000s, we were still dealing with promoters putting us on the bill with an all-girl lineup, or just treating us differently because we had a female lead, and it was like, we're just a band. We're just going to melt your face and kick your ass, so you don't need to treat us differently.
Yeah, I just feel like, you treat people how you want to be treated, right? And we've had people in the past, who maybe just have a bad day. And I'm usually like really patient about that kind of stuff and understanding. But, being a female, I don't feel like I've been treated any kind of differently. I hang out with a whole bunch of guys and I have pretty thick skin, but I've never been completely disrespected or, I just feel like there's no space for hate, honestly, in music and rock. There's a lot of stuff in the world going on, and, music is a place where like you're able to like bring people together and actually enjoy something without having to like say a word, just feel something together. And
exactly.
Yeah, I feel like there's no room for that. And if you are being disrespectful or hateful, like, and you're a sound guy, maybe that's just not the job for you.
Agreed.
I'm just saying.
Well said. We'll move on from there. So, this show, what we do is we focus on more obscure artists, be it an artist that you've heard of who just has a lost recording or a more obscure period in their discography, or we talk about bands that maybe folks haven't been exposed to, like yourselves. I was just curious, is there one band that you would shamelessly pull from in your songwriting or your bag of tricks that you consider somewhat obscure?
Well, it's funny you ask. Speaking of a whole bunch of hippie love, I really love 1960s singer Kathi McDonald. She was like the Janis Joplin runner-up, never quite made it as big as Janis, but man, that woman's got some pipes. If I can learn to sing like that, that's the goal one day.
So what we'll do, because you mentioned Kathi McDonald, we will put on some Kathi McDonald after we play your song, and I'll tell the folks a little bit about Kathi. But that woman could sing. She's no longer with us, but man, she could sing.
And her pipes, I mean, it was like angelic.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And she's on my favorite Rolling Stones album. She sings on Exile on Main Street. She sings Tumbling Dice with Keith Richards.
Oh, was that?
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, her song, Insane Asylum, that's the one I'd recommend for you.
I knew the name was familiar, but I'm going to have my horizons broadened here shortly.
We will get to that. So, Tonya, I just want to say good luck with Lydia's Castle. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to play, I hope it's okay. I just kind of picked a song that I really like. We're going to play What Comes Around.
Yeah, awesome.
I dig that tune. I don't know if you want to say anything about that before we play it, but...
Yeah, man. What comes around? I'll say this. I wrote those lyrics a day before I recorded them in the studio.
It's always the best. Always.
I had lyrics written and I was like, no, I can do better. And it just worked. But that song's fun. It started with a drum beat, then went to a guitar. Then we wrote some lyrics around it. And there was never a bass part written until in the studio as well. But, that's where all the magic happens. You get in the studio, you start writing, and you never know what's going to be coming out of that. So,
yeah, I've always found the same thing. And I think, Robert, you'll say the same thing. Because whenever you are forced to put something together in the studio and you know that you're on the clock and you have to do it, it's like, I don't know, something about that stress usually brings the best out of you.
Yeah, I've been there many times. Bad procrastinator.
That song is all about karma. It's like what comes around goes around, and that is one song that is like the pissed off Carrie Underwood slash your tires song of rock and roll.
Well, it fits in perfectly in this episode. So thank you again. Good luck. Everybody go out and pick up Lydia's Castle, pick up the new EP, and if you guys come to Atlanta, please look us up. We'll be there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. You guys rock.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
I didn't choose. Cover me in black and blue. You abused the heart on my sleeve. I become the victim. I wish I was dead, drowning in the lies inside of your head. Sick and faded,
Definitely looking forward to seeing them in concert when they get there.
Yeah, that country girl's pretty good.
Not bad for a country girl.
Yeah, I mean, the whole EP is just really, really good. And it's not all the same. I mean, that song has a lot of swagger to it. Mm-hmm. Other songs are more epic. And it's a really well put together album. Even though it's an EP, it has good sequencing. It sounds great. So I would tell everyone to go pick up Lydia's Castle.
That was cool. We were just talking to her.
It's like we were just talking to her.
It's like right there.
Yeah, so close. All right, so let's move on to the next song. And we're going to take Tonya's suggestion, and we're going to play some Kathi McDonald. So we said a little bit about her, but let's go into a little bit deeper here. So Kathi McDonald was an artist in the 60s that was discovered by Ike Turner. And she was actually an Ikette. So she sang back up for Ike and Tina Turner. And she eventually replaced Janis Joplin as the front woman of Big Brother and the Holding Company. So the story is that she goes, I believe she's from the Pacific Northwest somewhere, and then she goes to San Francisco during the 60s, just like everybody did. You know, it was a real hippie haven then. And she goes to try out for Big Brother and the Holding Company, and she loses out to Janis. And so she's got a little thing against Janis. But then, of course, Janis Joplin goes on to become a solo artist, and eventually Kathi gets the role as the singer for Big Brother, which was Janis's band that she was in. Now, she's also done a bunch of backgrounds. So she was saying backgrounds for Joe Cocker, Leon Russell, and I mentioned the Rolling Stones. And you'll hear her, like I said, on Exile on Main Street, one of the best Rolling Stone albums of all time. And she sings with Keith Richards on Tumbling Dice, which is just an amazing song, in my opinion. But she was in that San Francisco scene, and in the 70s, she put out her first solo album in 1974, and she would continue to put out solo albums throughout the years, but never really got over the hump as far as being a solo artist or people really knowing who she was outside
household name.
Yeah, not a household name, but that first solo album that she put out in 74, she kind of had all of the ringers of that San Francisco scene on her album. So she's got Niles Lofgren on there. She has Neil Sean plays guitar on it. Ansley Dunbar plays drums. Tower of Power on the horns. The Pointer Sisters do backup. So you got all these famous names back in her album, but it did okay, but you know, it's not one of those albums that people know. You have to go find it. You're not going to just go pick it up somewhere. It's called Insane Asylum is the name of the album. And you heard Tonya tell us play the song Insane Asylum. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to listen to her because I don't want her screaming at me. And what's cool about this is Insane Asylum is actually a cover. It's a Willie Dixon blues song. And the version that they do on her album, she sings a duet with Sly Stone. So we're going to get some Sly Stone as well as Kathi McDonald.
Damn.
And then you got Neil Sean and all these other great players on this. So check this out. This is some really cool stuff from 1974. This is a female with attitude. Listen to this voice.
Darling, what in the world you doing out there? Yeah, little girl raised her head. Yeah, tears of sorrow fell from her eye. Yeah, she looked up at me. These are the words I just said. was a little boy. She told me I couldn't help myself to get down on my knees and pray. And Lord God Almighty, so I feel all down on my knees and didn't want to say it. Yeah. Save us, save us, save us, please. Save me. Save us, please. Take me back before you leave. And save me from my early grave. Wow. I can't eat and I can't sleep. I can't eat and sleep and sleep. Yes, I know you'll save please. And save me from my only grave. Oh, save me, save me, save me. Won't somebody help me? Somebody get me out of here. Give her a helping hand. Seems like it's been a while for me. Save me, save me. Somebody
I'm glad I wasn't the one that sat there and listened to Janis Joplin and then listening to Kathi McDonald and thought, all right, let's see which one. That's a tough call, but I still can't get over that was Neil Schon. I didn't know he had the ability to be that subdued.
And maybe he's on the album. Maybe that's not him on that song.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about the album.
I would have to go back and hear that whole. I want to hear,
so.
and I forget. I know that he had a life before Journey, but I just forgot.
It was Santana.
What's that?
He was in Santana.
Yeah, Santana. Yeah, that's here he goes. But even before Santana or after Santana, but
Yeah,
between that, it's like I said, all I think of is him and his time in Journey, and his how big his guitar is, and the just this soaring guitar solos, and then you go back to his blues roots, kind of. It's like, oh, that's right, he can tone it down a little bit.
Well, this is a blues stand. This is a Willie Dixon song.
That may not be him on there, but still, I'm speaking in general about him. It's awesome to think about all the people you listed on that album. That's just classic right there.
Yes, and the whole album's really good. Insane Asylum.
And I can see why Tonya liked it.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of similarities in there.
What's cool is she's a lot younger than us, and we're not even.
No.
I was 1 year old when this came out. She wasn't even a thought. And so she's digging this music from the 60s,
I was in high
which
school.
is, yeah, right. Yeah, you run your second job.
Yeah, sit out back smoking a Marlboro.
But, as I'm listening to that, I'm like, couple of thoughts. One, here in the South, that is what we call singing.
Yeah, that's singing right
That's singing. That was not singing. That was singing.
Deep down.
Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. And then the other thing is Sly Stone. You don't think of him outside of the kind of funky thing that he does with Sly and the Family Stone. I mean, he's doing
piano.
Pure blues here, and it almost comes across like ZZ Top in a way. It almost sounded a little... yeah, it's just had that kind
well,
of
that's where
sound to
ZZ
it.
Top got it. I mean,
exactly, but
they did not invent it.
I never thought of Billy Gibbons and Sly
Growl.
Stone
It's
sounding
kinda
the
that growl,
same.
yeah.
But that's kind of what I was getting out of it. But just a damn good song, and thank you, Tonya, for introducing that.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. I'm going to play some more newer bands, newer artists, newer women that are just rocking. And you got to love Bandcamp, man, because I have discovered so much new music lately in the last couple of years just by going on to Bandcamp, looking for things that, that I want to purchase or listen to. And then I go down these rabbit holes and find all these other great artists and great songs. And here's one that I found from Greece. When you think of
the country or the musical?
From the country.
Oh, okay. Because I know the musical. I'm really we're gonna have to
no, not that
go Grease lightning, come on, baby.
We're not going there. Okay.
My sister listened to that incessantly, so I can't get it out of my head.
Well, you just gave me a memory of my sister torturing me with that
We
shit.
both had older sisters that were mean.
I couldn't stand it. That one and Sound of Music. She would torture me with those two.
Yes.
She had the vinyl of both of those and would put those on almost every day.
You know what? I have not seen that movie because of that. I refuse. I've seen snippets of it, but no, I refuse to watch it just because of that.
My sister literally sat on me at one point. Sat on me and made me watch it just because she knew it tortured me.
Kevin,
you're gonna watch this, baby, or I'm gonna sit on you.
Yeah, she was babysitting and sat on me.
Literally
Like, we're
sat.
watching this. I'm like, no. But I digress. Let's talk about the country of Greece.
Talk about Women Scorned. Both of our older sisters.
There are a couple women scorned for you. All right, let's go to the country of Greece and a band that was formed in 2018. I don't know a lot about this band. Again, I found them on Bandcamp. I got everything I know about them I got from that and a little bit that I could find on Facebook, but they're heavily influenced by 70s hard rock, psychedelia, so they're kind of a stoner metal, sort of not, I don't know. Have some dance grooves. They're a little bit progressive. It's all over the place, but it's really good, and they are called Tapeworm Electric.
You.
Love it. I don't know what that means in Greece, but it's cool.
It means other things in the States, yeah.
Tapeworm Electric.
That's one way to get rid of them.
Just a really, really cool band, or at least I think so. You'll be the judge. So they released a EP in 2020, and they've had several singles. I'm going to play one of the latest singles that came out, and this actually came out, I believe, in maybe February. It hasn't been out that long. And this is a song called Islands in the Sky, so check this out. A lot of grit, a lot of heaviness here.
Wow, that was epic.
Epic, right?
I mean, holy crap. The music was very much Wolf Mother, which I love, and the lyrics were very much Ronnie James Dio.
I know.
The musician, not the dog. Just clarifying that. His lyrics need some work.
They do.
Very limited.
He's sniffing around.
Yeah,
he heard his name.
Yeah, sorry. Don't acknowledge him. Just let him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. But yeah, what an epic song. I love that.
That's a new band.
Yeah.
And that's like so drenched in just pure 70s epicness.
Yes, 70s. That was not 80s metal. That was 70s.
I love it. And from Greece. Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
We need to go there.
I would love to see
trip.
that live.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be powerful live. That song is
And then
great.
go eat some really good food.
True that. All right, well, let's move on because I don't have much else on that band. I don't know a lot about them, but I'm
If you
looking
know about
forward.
them, reach out, tell us a way to find out more about them.
Yeah.
If there's somebody out there that knows a cousin of theirs or something like that.
I'm looking forward to a new album. I'm hoping they're releasing these singles in advance of an album coming out, but I don't know. Go check that out on Bandcamp. So that's where I found that band. The next band, the algorithm found me on Facebook.
They do that.
They found me.
Yeah.
I didn't find this band. Somehow they found me, and this is a band from New Zealand.
So you get ads for music?
It was, I guess it was either New Zealand or an Australian metal mag that has a page on Facebook, and somehow it found me.
popped up.
And this was the band they happened to be featuring.
Yeah.
And I was like, never heard of this band before. I'll check it out.
I get ads for industrial equipment and tanks, things like that. Like, yeah, I need a tank.
Yeah, I get music, basically.
Where have I gone wrong?
Well, what I thought was cool was I read the headline, and this is a band, and they called them Stomp Rock. Like, what the hell is Stomp Rock?
Oh, makes me want to.
Sounds cool. Exactly. And so it's a band from New Zealand. They're called Mojo Alice.
Nice.
I'm like, that's a cool name. I like that. And Stomp Rock. So basically, they consider themselves blues grooves mixed with headbanging arena rock.
Oh.
They call it Stomp Rock. And it has a very powerful voice on it, who is a woman named Jim Toop. And
a boy named Sue and a woman named Jim.
Jim. Yeah.
I see where it's...
Jem.
Oh, that kind of Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the cartoon back in the 80s.
That was, once again...
That was probably past your
in the
time.
80s, yeah. Like I said, post-arrest, I already had a Camaro and a mullet. Yeah. There was no cartoons.
There was a
at that
cartoon
point.
called Jim, and she was a rock star. But,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and she spelled it Jem, which is exactly how this lady spells her name. They released their first album, came out in 2019, and they have a new album dropping this summer, and they've been releasing a couple of singles, and that's what was being promoted on this Facebook page of this, I think it was an Australian mag, was this new single called Burning Bridges, and I listened to it, and I just thought it was really cool. It was kind of swampy. Just it's
that was
just
a good
cool.
episode. We had the Swamp Rock.
The Swamp Rock,
yeah, that was good.
I think Stomp Rock and Swamp Rock are a little similar.
We'll revisit that about August.
That's when it gets swampy.
Really swampy around here.
Last time we did it, I think it was around that time.
Yeah, we have to turn the AC on in the speakeasy 3 hours ahead of time.
As soon as that humidity spikes up, we'll go into some swamp rock.
Yeah, it's coming.
This will be a little precursor to that. So here's a little Mojo Alice Burning Bridges from their album called Chompin' at the Bit that's coming out later this year.
Round like a hurricane, you just don't care who you're causing pain. In your head you live a fantasy, and every day you change the scenery.
Okay, make a note over there that I like stomp rock. Yes, that was powerful. That was heavy.
Yeah, it was like
heavy.
Another kind of step into 70s territory with a new band.
This is new,
This
like
is
2020s.
new. Yeah,
And there's actually
2022.
good music out. It's restoring my faith in humanity right now.
I know, and it has groove, and it has
Really
some
good groove.
feel.
Yeah,
and
it was definitely 70s groove.
it didn't feel perfect. It didn't feel like it was perfected in the studio. It felt like a bunch of people in a room playing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I liked it. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the drum sounds. I wish the drums were a little more...
Yeah, refined.
Yeah, maybe refined is the word. But it's something about the recording. They almost sounded like electronic drums in a way. And I don't know if they were or not because that wouldn't fit the rest of the music being played.
No, they need a Thunder Dan Marshall in there.
Yeah,
Engineer
but
from hell, yes.
That's my only gripe, and that's a very small gripe. I think the voice, I mean, Jim's voice was amazing. It is almost like a heavy metal Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I really
Nice.
dug it.
That would be a good blend.
All right, moving on to our next song. This is a band from Florida, and my band, The Swear, actually played with this band back in 2013. We played at one of my favorite venues, the Drunken Unicorn. Do you remember that venue?
Yes. East Atlanta?
No,
No,
it's,
where's that?
I believe off... Well, it's MJQ, and then below it is Drunken
That's
Unicorn.
Ponce.
So it's all Ponce.
De Leon.
And it's the greatest little punk rock room you've ever been in. Like it just, it's perfect for punk rock.
Sticky
and
as hell.
Sticky and
nasty.
but it has a great sound.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun room to play. So anyway, we played.
It's about 200 people, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Really packed in.
And then it's got like another room and then another bar upstairs. So very cool place. But anyway, we played with this band from Florida. It was a two-piece. So very much like a White Stripes sort of setup. You have a girl that plays drums and sings, and then you had a guy playing guitar, and that was the band.
I think I was at that show.
And their name is KillMama. And it was like full on. I've never seen a girl play drums and sing before. I don't think I've ever seen that as the lead. And she set her drums up front, and the guitarist was kind of off to the side in the back.
Kind of like Cowboy Mouth.
Kind of like Cowboy Mouth, but it just, I don't know, it was just different. But she had so much swagger just to her singing, and her drumming was not perfect like metronome style drumming. It was very much like swingy. Like if she was really feeling the lyrics, she might hit it a little harder. If she would pull back, if she was, so it, like the drums were following her vocals. I just thought it was so cool. I've never seen anything like it. And I remember picking up their CD. We talked to them after the show and sort of forgot about it. And I just happened to find this CD. I'd never put it into my iTunes. So I hadn't heard it in years. And I just happened to find it a few weeks ago. And I was like, I remember KillMama. And I went and looked them up in Bandcamp, and they had a couple other things out. They're still out there, so if you want to go grab some stuff by them, it's still there. I don't think they've put anything out since, say, 2016, so I'm not sure if they're still playing or not. But
how many songs do you think you got on your iTunes now?
Oh, God, who knows?
Well, iTunes knows.
Well, iTunes
it
knows.
says right there on the iTunes.
Well, I guess I could actually look that up, but
just curious.
That sounds like work.
It says right there. If you scroll down, even I know that.
Where does it say it? Tell me.
Where it says how many songs you got. You just look at it.
All right, let me go to songs here. Let's just
totally pulling that on my ass. I don't think it does.
Where does it say? I don't see where it says.
No, you know what that is? That's emails. I've got like 15,000 emails unread. That's what I'm thinking of.
I'm sure I can find. I will find that later. Right now, let's go into KillMama.
I completely derailed that. That's
You
all right.
totally derailed me. Let's go listen to some kick-ass KillMama right now. So I'm going to play a song off the CD that I found, and the CD is called Hi, I'm Astro. Now, you can't find this one on Bandcamp, but they have some other stuff out there. But this is a song called Lost It, Take My Time from 2013, KillMama.
I'm gonna take my time. Like I got all the time in the world. I don't need your advice. I'm gonna let this one burn. I just might lose my mind. Like I haven't ever loved
Jack White and Black Lips just completely ripped them off.
Swagger. That's just pure swagger.
I love that guitar sound. That just, as a guitar player, that sounds like fun to do that. I don't know if I would get bored playing with just a drummer or having to put up with a drummer and nobody else to kind of filter that out a little bit, just me and a drummer. But I don't know. It sounds like fun.
Yeah,
but I got to say, towards the end there, that was wearing thin. Okay, I got it.
I almost didn't miss the bass guitar. I do, being a bass player, I do miss that.
And as a guitar player, I even was like, I wonder what that'd be like with a good groove and bass line to it. But it still sounded fun.
But I love the performance art of it. I love the fact that is a band just bearing it all, just on the recording, like not even, you could tell they just pressed record and they just went in and let their emotions get out.
And they can tour in a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, exactly.
Still have extra
and I think
room.
they did. I think that's exactly what they did.
Make a lot more money that way.
All right, I got one more for you.
Right.
I couldn't figure out how many songs I have in the.
11.
I'm not smart enough.
Oh, you got more than 30.
I couldn't figure out how to do it.
No, you've been iTunes since 2006, probably 2007.
No, 2002 or 3.
Oh, earlier than that. Okay, yeah, you were early adopter. That's right. I didn't get.
What if
on
I
board.
go to songs and I just press play? Will it tell me like I have one of a
one
million?
of 5
One of a million?
Yeah, we'll be here a while.
Let's see. No.
What's the first song? That's a good question. What's the first song that comes up in your iTunes? What was that?
I don't know. It's something we'll play later. I can't tell you.
Okay. Oh, sneaky. All right. Well, that's your homework for this week.
All right. I'll figure out how many songs I have. I'm sure there's an easy way to do it.
1, 2, 3, 3,000.
I'll count in tens. It'll be
Son
quick.
of a bitch.
All right, one more for you. So, since I am getting ready on Saturday to head to the beach, it's time for the old family beach trip.
Weren't you just there like a month ago?
Well, I went on a cruise. That's different.
Well,
different kind of beach.
You're near a beach.
Yeah, but this time I'm going to South Carolina. I'm taking the family. We're doing our yearly thing that we do.
And last time you got completely sunburnt. And so this time you're going to what? What are you going to do?
Yes.
You're going to take some sunscreen and put it on. Not just take it, but you're going to put it on.
I will not fall asleep on the beach.
Because I want to hear you bitching about that.
Yeah, I won't do it this time. But I'm going to play a band who are actually playing in Atlanta while I'm at the beach. So you could go see this band here opening for Flogging Molly.
Oh, God, I got to put up with that crowd?
Yeah, you should go. They're playing the Roxy
I got boots.
this Saturday. And the band I'm talking about is a ska band called The Interrupters.
Oh, Roxy's right down the street.
I know.
The new one.
I know. That's where
I
they're
could
playing.
walk there.
So you got The Interrupters and Flogging Molly at the Roxy. I would go, but I'm heading to the beach. And every time I head to the beach, what do? My playlist is ska.
I'm going to get Cindy. Cindy will go with me.
There you go. Yeah.
She loves
Pick it
that.
up. Pick it up. So we're going to play a little American ska punk. This is a band, like I said, The Interrupters. They're from Los Angeles, California. They were formed in 2011, and their lead vocalist, Amy Interrupter. I don't think that's her real name, but sounds good. She has a really awesome, gritty voice that is perfect for their brand of ska punk. It's more ska than it is punk. It's kind of old school ska. And they are the band that everyone thinks is going to kind of carry over the fourth wave of ska. They think this band is going to kind of put it over. They had a hit on their third album that came out a couple of years ago, and the hit single was called She's Kerosene.
What?
Yeah, it's a great ska single, but it broke through the mainstream a little bit. So they're hoping
mainstream?
Yeah, it's mainstream.
See?
Connections to Big Jack Pneumatic.
We were way ahead of the time.
Songs of ours. But anyway, they think this band is going to be the one to kind of break it over, just like, No Doubt did back in the 90s. But we will see.
Third wave? No Doubt was third wave?
That was third wave,
okay.
Yeah. So all of that Southern California ska punk stuff, Goldfinger, what have you, Less Than Jake, all that stuff.
Even 311 a little bit. They were a rock band, but they had some little
then you had
tendencies.
Like Boss Tones and all that stuff.
Straight up, yeah.
Anyway, this band, I think if there is a band that can do it, this is probably the band to do it. They have a new album that is coming out on August 5th, which to me, a ska band should release their album in June because that's a summer thing to me. But anyway, it's coming out on August 5th. I'm going to play something from that third album where they kind of had that break with She's Kerosene, but I'm going to play another song, and this is called Title Holder. Here are the Interrupters from Fight the Good Fight in 2018.
Fight like a title holder, stand like a champion, live like a warrior, and never let them break you down. Fight like a title holder, stand like a champion, live like a warrior, and never let them break you down. We're up against the ropes, but we never choke. When the pressure comes, we go for broke. We've been beat up, yeah, we've been
I don't know if it's just this song. I have to go listen to some other ska music to solidify this opinion. But damn, that bass player never got a break.
No.
From the very beginning, it was eighth notes, walking bass line, not just, 80 power ballad eighth notes. This was through the whole damn song.
That's all ska.
That's a workout.
Yeah.
The guitar player got to lay out, do some chords, and
But he has to do all those upstrokes.
And that's true. I guess. Wow. I'm glad we were in a ska band. That's exhausting.
And she's like the Joan Jett of ska bands.
Yeah.
Because her voice is just so deep and powerful and gritty, and I love her voice. I
got to see what I'm doing. He says this Saturday.
This Saturday, you should go see
what
them.
I'm doing. I got something in the afternoon. Let me see what I can work out.
Go check them out on YouTube. And even if you don't like ska, and this is for anybody out there, even if you don't like ska, go check them out on YouTube. And just the energy of their performance, you'll be like, I got to see that.
And that's one of my favorite things about ska music is that energy. It's just fun. That was kind of what we embody, was just go out there, have fun, dance your ass off, be silly, be stupid, but just overall have fun.
And be a badass at the same time, because she's a badass.
Yes.
So I think even the context of what she's singing about in that song, being a title holder, being in fights,
good motivational.
And put up with all this stuff. That's exactly what these episodes are about.
Good Monday morning song.
Exactly.
Get up and go.
Yeah. Put that on before you go to work.
Yeah.
There you go.
If I had to go to work.
If you do work.
No, sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit.
And there. I try not to.
Well, that's what I got for you this week. I wanted to thank Tonya LeeAnne again for joining us. Very rarely do we get to do interviews and get to actually have the artists that we're playing on here. So that's kind of cool, man.
And high class around here.
And don't forget to go check out that new Lydia's Castle EP. Go download it. Go pick up the physical copy when the vinyl comes out. Get that as well. Support this band. They're really good. Go see them if you're in Nashville, or I think they're playing in St. Louis and some other places. Hopefully they'll be in Atlanta and maybe in your town one day. So go check them out. And that's what I got for you this week. Anything else, Robert?
No, time for Nachos Part 2.
Nachos Part 2.
Truffled Nachos Part 2.
And with that, I will give you the Nacho theme song. Later.
I realized my best friend can separate actions from faith.
I just got a picture of him licking his balls.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
Sorry, I edit that out.